Hey YouTube, it's your boy Paul the Barber, and I'm bringing y'all another tutorial. This time I'm doing a faux hawk. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just prepping the hair, combing it out, making everything even. So the first thing I do with a faux hawk is I make my V in the back. But when I make my V, I always swing the V out to the ear. And the reason for that is, me personally, I feel that it brings out my blend. So the first thing I do is I set in my first guide using a triple lock. And the reason why you always use a triple op is I feel that it makes it easier when you're trying to blend out that first guideline. So what I'm doing right here is actually balding out, but I'm not going all the way into the guideline. I'm actually seeing out right before the guide. So what I'm doing right here is I'm using my Masters all the way open. I always set that in maybe a ½ inch to an inch wide. So I always use two techniques blending this guide out. But what I'm doing right here is I set my clippers halfway and I come up half of the guide. So that gives me room to actually blend down, to blend that first guideline right on out. And I kind of suggest this to, for my new barbers. So what I'm using right here, I'm using a 1 guard closed. Same thing, I'm coming up maybe a ½ inch and I'm seeing out. Now depending on the hair texture, sometimes you'll see a line, sometimes you won't. Right here, I actually seen the line after I set in my guide with the 1. So I will come back and use my 0 guard to clean it up. And then you got to go up and down. Sometimes you got to use your clippers without a guard to get that line out. I'm using the edge of the my clippers, maybe like the last 2 or 3 teeth on the clipper. Right here I'm using my number 2 guard, and I usually use this guard when I'm going into the longer length of hair. So when I set my 2 guide in, I'll come back with the 1 open. And the 1 open blends right into the 2. See, when you blend it, it just not, the guide is just not gonna come right on out. You have to go up and down using your lever on your clippers. And I always check everything in the mirror, because the mirror do not lie. And what I'm doing right now is called raking. This is another way to tweak your blends. It kind of lightens up your blend. Right now, I'm just prepping the hairline. I also use the raking motion with the hairline too. Just making sure everything is even, because you know some people have light spots in their hairline. Same thing on this side. I set my guide with the triple lock. Next, I come in and I ball it out. Always see out right before the guideline. Then my next step is using my masters all the way open. Set the next guide in. Using my masters, coming to the guide halfway, seeing out, but I'm blending down. Next, I'm using my one guard closed. Then I'll put on my 0 guard to blend that line out. Next, I'm about to use my 2 guard close. Going into the longest length of hair, I always see out. Now I'm putting on my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and it blends right into the 2 guard. Now what I'm doing, I'm just using the raking technique. It lightens up your blend and brings everything together. So most of the time, I use a holding spray before I do the lineup. And you can use any type of holding spray. now I'm enhancing the hairline using the Toppix hair fibers. And all I'm basically doing is darkening the hairline, and it makes the hairline pop after you line it up. When applying the hair fibers, I usually do one side at a time so I can compare the two sides. As you can see, one side is darker than the other side. But I also use a holding spray on top of the fibers, and that's what holds the hair fibers in. On all my lineups, I always use the razor. And that's my version of a fohawk.